You've been asking yourself this question for a long time, and these answers might give you the courage to ask your crush the big question. Do they want to go on a date with you? Stay tuned until the end to see how you can see the truth in their smile. If you love relationships as much as we do, don't forget to subscribe and please give this video a big thumbs up. Today, we are showing you 10 signs your crush likes you. They imitate you. We are not saying that your crush will see you wearing a beautiful dress and come back to school the next day with the same outfit, but we still have to admit that it would be awesome to have matching outfits. But you should still pay attention to something that is a little more subtle, their body language. That's because when you are attracted to someone, you tend to sit or stand in the same way and copy their physical gesture. If your crush likes you, they have probably been doing the same thing. This is known as mirroring, and it can be a good way to make people like you. It's also a good sign of communication, and it shows that your interest is reciprocated. Your crush probably doesn't know that they are doing this because they are not even thinking about this. This is a really great sign. So next time, try to do something like touching your hair while you talk to them and see if they are doing the same thing too. You can also intentionally use mirroring as a way to make them like you even more. Just make sure that you don't make things weird by copying every single one of their moves at the exact same time. They walk at your pace. If someone likes you, they won't only imitate the way you move, they will also walk at the same pace. Researchers have found that men adjust their walking speed to match the pace of the person they love, but they are not doing the same thing with their female friends. That means that if they walk in front of you, they might have moved on to something else. And if they are far behind you, you are the one who doesn't care about them as much as you should. After all, walking slower means you'll get the chance to spend more time together. Each person has an optimal walking speed. At that optimal moment, they move more efficiently without wasting energy. It's mostly determined by our height, as the longer our legs are, the faster we are likely to walk. This is why men usually walk faster than women do. And if being with you is more important than the place you are going to, they are going to slow down a little bit. This is a good reason to ask your crush to walk you home and take the time to do a little test. Their feet point towards you. Feet are pretty useful when you walk, but they can also show you a lot of things when you are just sitting or standing up. If you want to know who is interested in who in your group, you'll be happy to hear that the answer is right under your nose. That's right, you have to look at people's feet. They are probably pointing to the person they like the most in a group. Just look at your own feet when your crush is around, and you'll see that it's true. It's also a much better sign than where your crush is looking. That's because we are less conscious of what we are doing with our feet. Your crush could be looking in another direction simply because they don't want to look like they're obsessed with you, but their feet can't lie. There are also many other things that your feet can tell you if your crush is a woman. If she moves her feet away from her body to adopt a more one-legged stance, that's a good sign. But if her legs are crossed or tucked under her body, she might not really be interested in this conversation. You can hear it in their voice. You have been looking down at your crush's feet, and things are getting a little awkward. This is why you should look up and start listening to the conversation. Or actually, don't listen to what your crush is saying, but to how they say it. It has been proven that many women's voice pitch changes depending on their attraction to a man. Scientists already know that men prefer women with higher pitched voices because it makes them sound more feminine. This is why they theorize that women would change the pitch of their voices such that it would be higher pitched when they are talking to a man they like. And scientists found out that they were right when women started speaking differently. Something similar is happening to men too, as their voice gets deeper and more pitch variable when they are asked to flirt with a beautiful woman. Scientists even compared it to how you'd speak to a baby, but not quite as pronounced, and we are not sure that this is really sexy anymore. Anyway, try to listen to your crush talking to a group of friends, then join the conversation to see if their voice changes. If it does, that's even better than hearing them say a compliment. They touch you a lot. Okay, so that one isn't really hard to understand. After all, we would all like to just jump on our crush and hug them if it was socially acceptable. But if your crush touches you, it might mean much more than you think. Several studies have found that touching creates liking and attraction. And if your crush knows about this, they will like to touch you as much as they can for any reason. Many researchers have shown that mutual touching was associated with elevated heart rates, increased desire, affection, receptivity, feeling of credibility, liking, and attraction. That's a lot of things. And that probably explains why you go a little crazy in your head whenever your crush touches you. And if they don't touch you that much yet, that might simply mean that they are too shy. Try to make the first step by hugging them as a greeting, sitting next to them with your thighs touching. Touch their shoulder to get their attention, or take their hand to go with them to another location. Just find any reason to touch them in what seems to be a casual way. If they look comfortable or even excited about this idea, this is a good sign. You receive a lot of gifts from them. You might want to give your crush something to make them like you, but letting them give you something will actually make them love you even more. We often hear stories of women who would do anything for a man or vice versa, but that person finally finds out that their partner was taking advantage of the situation or was just taking it for granted. This is why you should not only give, but also don't forget to take. If your crush is already doing this, it could be a sign that they love to love you. That's because giving helps someone feel more positive, alive, and have higher self-esteem according to scientists. They also feel more committed to the recipients because we value something more when we have invested in it. This can be a great way to strengthen your relationship. However, your crush shouldn't forget that you should only give if you don't expect anything in exchange. If someone offers you a drink just because they want to flirt with you all night and you don't even like them, that's not worth it. But if your crush gives you one of the cupcakes they made for lunch, they are incredibly sweet. Why not ask them for a little something to see how they will react? They are proud to be with you. Whenever your crush invites you to his place for a movie night or to grab something to eat, you probably text your best friend or your group of friends to tell them about that. When we love someone, we are so happy that we would like to let the world know about this. And you want your crush to feel the same way too. Studies have shown that when someone tells people that they are with someone, they tend to stay together for a longer time. That's because it would be kind of humiliating if you broke up the next day. This is why they'll work harder to make things work, even if you are just friends right now. And if they are ready to make that commitment, that's because they really do like you. This is why you should really be happy if you get a chance to meet their friends and family, or if they post a picture of you on Instagram. If none of their friends have heard about you, that might be a sign that there is a reason why they don't want anyone to know about you. Maybe they are actually dating someone else. They look better than before. Admit it, you have been doing the same thing. You felt like wearing makeup or your favorite clothes every day at school was a waste of them until you found someone that you wanted to impress. Your crush might actually be doing the same thing, and you need to notice this quickly. If you notice that you got closer to one of your friends and they suddenly started paying attention to their look, that might be a great sign. Just make sure that they are not actually doing this for someone else. Scientists wanted to know what physical features were most attractive to the opposite sex. Were people more interested in stable features like your body type or your height, or were they interested in changeable features like clothing and makeup? They quickly found out that the most attractive features fell into the category of self-care like grooming, good posture, healthy weight, and nice clothing. That means that anyone can be pretty for someone if they just make an effort. Do you think that your crush is making this effort for you? Ask some of your common friends if they notice some changes, and they might tell you that your crush strangely looks better since they met you. They tell you secrets. You probably already have one big secret, and your crush has one too. You like each other, but you don't want the other to know. Why not start with more simple secrets? Sharing stories will give you the chance to spend some time together, get to know each other, and feel like you share something special with that person. And that's also because sharing story brings people together. Telling stories builds empathy, and your brains even become synchronized. You now share the same feelings about this story. It can become quite an intimate experience, and this is why your crush will only tell you about the most secrets if they really like you. They might also be doing this because they want to be closer to you. Psychologists even think that they found 36 questions that lead to love. Well, actually, intimacy between two strangers can simply be accelerated by having them ask each other personal questions. It includes questions like, whom would you want as a dinner guest? Would you like to be famous? What would constitute a perfect day for you? Ask your crush if they want to play the game of truth or dare without the dares, and ask them these 36 questions. You can see it in their smile. You know that you are in love when you don't want to fall asleep because the reality is better than your dreams. Or maybe that's just because you're too excited to calm down. Anyway, your crush might have the same smile too when they come back home, and that is an important thing to look at if they are a man. Body language experts say that most guys stop smiling with their front teeth around the age of 5 unless they are really happy. So if you see their teeth, it might be a sign that he is so happy that he can't cover that up. Real smiles also extend well beyond the mouth, and you will see them smile smiling with their eyes if they really like you. Moreover, you should also try to see if they lick their lips in a cute way. That's because your mouth produces extra saliva when you are attracted to someone, or they might be trying to make sure their lips are ready for a kiss. And if they look at your mouth, it could be a good sign that they want to kiss you. Why not make the first step? Do you think that your crush likes you according to this little test? Don't be shy to answer in the comment section down below. We love to hear what you think. And that's it for 10 signs your crush likes you. For more stories like this, don't forget to subscribe and please give this video a big thumbs up. Thanks for watching and see you next time.